Yo, what up, YouTube? You know, it would be interesting that I would like to see real news, and I'm not talking about that fake news situation or anything like that. I'm talking about real news in terms of what's the effects of something positive. What if we had 24 hours to live for real? Not as a ultimatum, not as a deadline, but 24 hours in which not a single individual died, especially killed by you know any form of violence. Uh, King Solomon, he had 40 years of peace, and I just think it's interesting that despite our technology and advancements, that a civilization a very long time ago was able to maintain peace for 40 years. We got education, we got technology, we got the whole nine. You know, how many employees work at factories and construction sites? Lots of them, right? And then they have that bulletin post where they say days since last accident. Now, if you have an incentive pertaining to whether someone has an accident or not, right? I just think it's interesting that very seldom at that point does someone get injured. And if we're considering accidents in comparison to what individuals do intentionally on purpose, then how far fetched would it be to have 24 hours of peace, or where nobody dies pertaining to violence, and I'm saying worldwide, you know um I mean, if it's a worldwide known thing, then individuals may be less prone during that day, in which they have a day in which they consciously set aside and say, you know what, I'm not going, no matter what, I'm not today, no BS is going to get me off track in terms of violence, whether it be gangs, whether it be countries pertaining to war or whatever. Just a peaceful day. That would be some interesting news to have, considering that Solomon had 40 years, okay? 40 years of peace. And I think we should be able to do this. I think it's sad that if you put a money incentive on accidents at a corporation or a factory, then individuals are able to avoid an accident. What are we talking about here? We're talking about the spiritual gift of awareness. Individuals with a money incentive are able to be more aware. Now, for this day, I'm not talking about any type of money incentive. I'm just saying a particular holiday that, individuals would observe. Like, today is like a worldwide ceasefire, whether it be gangs of a country or countries going to war or something like that. If we as, you know, I guess, citizens of Earth or the world, you know, since we all share this Earth and whatever, can be conscientious towards not pertaining to any type of violence for a day. All right. It'd be no different than fasting, to be honest. It'd be no different than fasting. He's just making a choice, you know. And for the individual that's maybe able to prolong it, they may find, hey, maybe, I got into an argument today, but instead of taking it to that next step, you know what? I didn't do that because, I observed this day or whatever. Eventually, they're going to come to terms and say, you know what? If I could prolong this situation, you know what I'm saying? Then I might be able to quit altogether. It just may have to come in increments, you know what I'm saying, of us being able to do it. But we should be able to coexist in peace on this planet. There's no reason why we wouldn't be able to. Um, Again, there is greed, there's power, there's economics, um, you know, but just consider the circumstances between, you know, corporations' days of last incident or accident and, you know, violence. You know, one is an accident and one is intentional. You know, we should be able to accomplish that. If we're not able to accomplish that as a world, then we may be lacking in awareness and we may be lacking in self-control. This is something that is very common for those who psychologically feel that they're able to do it and are not able to do it. You know, they come to some understanding of themselves. Well, you know, maybe I have, you know, a situation or a temper problem that maybe needs to get sorted, worked out, maybe get some anger management classes or what have you. And that's all it really is, man. That's all it really is. But that's what I would like to hear one day. I think that would be really cool. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.